Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unearthing the history and the massive modern revival of India's most mystical heritage sites. When we picture ancient ruins, we usually imagine these quiet, forgotten stones sitting out in the middle of nowhere. But what we're looking at today is so much more dynamic than that. It's literally a place where ancient mythology collides with some serious modern-day government investment. Now, did you know there are actually two ancient heritage sites named Aadi Badri? Honestly, it sounds like a myth, right? But it's true. We're looking at two entirely distinct, incredibly ancient locations that just happen to share one legendary name. So if you ask a pilgrim, a historian, or a government official about Aadi Badri, the answer they give you is going to completely depend on which state they think you're standing in. So here's the roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll map out the two Adi Badris. Second, we'll head to Uttarakhand to see Vishnu's ancient abode. Third, we'll check out Haryana and the sacred origin of the Saraswati River. Fourth, we'll look at the actual money investing in heritage. And finally, we'll discuss the future of these ancient sites. Let's get into it. All right, Section 1, the two Adi Badris. Okay, so the absolute most crucial thing to grasp here is the geography. We have to separate Uttarakhand's mountain abode of Lord Vishnu from Haryana's Shivalik foothill site, which actually marks the origin of the Vedic Saraswati River. Up north in Uttarakhand, you're in the Shamoli district, totally surrounded by the legacy of the Khatiri kings. But down in Haryana, in the Yamunanagar district, you are standing on ground that holds 2,000-year-old Buddhist stupas. So it's two different states, two totally different ancient histories, all packed into one shared name. Moving right along to Section 2, Uttarakhand, Vishnu's ancient abode. Now, local lore around here credits the Pandavas and the 8th century philosopher Shankaracharya for building this site. Story goes, this was Lord Vishnu's original home before he famously moved over to Badrinath. But you know what's truly staggering to me? The human element. This site has been protected and cared for by a single priest family, the Thaplial family, local Brahmins from a nearby village for 7 continuous centuries. Just try to wrap your head around that level of generational dedication. 700 years, same family. But if we look at the hard archaeological facts from the Archaeological Survey of India, these unique temples were actually constructed between the 8th and 11th centuries by the Khatiri kings. And the architecture? Absolutely fascinating. They have this distinct pyramidal or shanku shape that is very different from the typical guard wall structures you usually see in this region. Inside the main temple, there's this strikingly beautiful, shiny black stone idol of Badrinath. And it's not just a single temple either. It's a massive complex made up of 16 smaller shrines dedicated to deities like Kuber, Hanuman, and Kali Mata, all carved with intricate, ancient stone designs. Okay, Section 3, Haryana and the Saraswati's sacred origin. Let's pivot south to the Shivalik foothills. This site evolved dramatically over millennia. We're definitely not just looking at one single era here. Excavations across 13.5 acres have actually unearthed a 3rd century Kushana period Buddhist Sharirika stupa made entirely of burnt bricks. And then, right on top of that ancient Buddhist history, 9th century Hindu temples dedicated to Shiva, Shakti, and Vishnu start emerging. Then, between the 10th and 12th centuries, they built a rare Buddhist monastery featuring individual meditation cells. Fast forward to 2014, and the modern government steps in with this massive project to literally revive the ancient Saraswati River flowing from this exact spot. It's like a giant historical layer cake. So today, this location is far from some quiet, forgotten ruin. It's a bustling hub of modern pilgrimage. Just to give you an idea, in January, the National Saraswati Festival draws devotees pouring river water from all across India. But it also brings in scientists and researchers from over 20 nations for academic seminars. It's wild. Then in April or May, you've got the massive Akka Tej Mela at the Hindu complex, and that's followed by the week-long Kartik Purnima religious gathering in November. It is this incredible blend of ancient, deeply rooted worship and cutting-edge modern scientific curiosity. That brings us to Section 4, Investing in Heritage. Look, preserving millennia-old architecture requires serious capital. And the number you're seeing, over 9.3 million rupees, well, that isn't an estimate. That is the exact, precise amount allocated by the Archaeological Survey of India just for the 2023 to 2024 financial year alone. We know this straight from official Lok Sabha documents. Digging into the official Ministry of Tourism documents, we can see this 9.3 million rupee budget went directly to the Chamoli Temple Group in Uttarakhand. So what exactly did that pay for? Well, the documents specify routine maintenance, upkeep, general clearance, regular watch and ward, and crucially, the actual repairing of old buildings and structures surrounding the monument campus. That right there is the literal, hard cost of keeping history intact for just one single year. Meanwhile, over in Haryana, the economic scale is, well, it's pretty staggering. We're talking about landscape-altering investments by the Haryana Sarasvati Heritage Development Board. Get this, the government has given administrative approval of over 388 crore rupees for the 2025 to 2026 financial year just to construct the Adi Badri Dam. They are physically reviving a 400-kilometer channel of the sacred Sarasvati River. They've already dug up a 55-kilometer stretch right from Adi Badri using rural employment schemes. And they've constructed 15 major reservoirs. That includes a massive 1,000-acre reservoir at Bibipur, designed to control floods and raise groundwater levels. So this isn't just heritage preservation anymore. This is massive civil engineering. Finally, Section 5, the future of ancient sites. So what does this all mean for the future? Well, with mega government programs like Swadesh Darshan 2.0 and the Prashad scheme, millions are being poured into rejuvenating spiritual infrastructure. We're talking basic amenities, CCTVs, facade illumination, the whole shebang. But the plans go way further than that. In Haryana, they are actually planning 5 Sabarmati-style riverfronts along the revived Saraswati River. There's even a proposed glass bridge skywalk planned for the ancient forest area. No joke, a glass skywalk. These ancient ruins are being rapidly and pretty aggressively transformed into heavily trafficked global tourist destinations. So, I want to leave you with this thought to wrap up our explainer today. When we look at these two incredible sites named Aadi Badri, the benefits of all this government funding are undeniable, right? Rivers are literally being revived, ancient stones are getting repaired, and local economies are getting a huge boost. But as we pour millions into building 1,000-acre reservoirs and proposing glass skywalks, how do we successfully protect the quiet, ancient soul of Adi Badri? How do we make sure that in opening these sites up to millions of tourists, we don't accidentally pave over the very magic that made them sacred in the first place? It's a tough balance. Thank you so much for exploring this data with me, and as always, keep questioning the world around you.